Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Todo el tema por esas cosas que adoro también. ¿No? You should play Mridanga as much as you can. You have personal relationships, you know, so you should play. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Sheva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudhirayet Nashta Prayesha Padrishu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttamaśloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. Hare Krishna. Today we read from Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th Canto, Chapter 6, verses 11, 13. Kadham priyaya anukampitaya sangam rahasyam ruchiram chamantran suhritsu tatsneha sitah shishunam Kalaksharanam Manurakta Chitta Bhutan Smaram Stadhu Hritir Hridaya Ratrin Swashriva Pitarau Chadinau Grihan Manoyoru Parichradamscha Vritischa kulach Pashubhritya Vargan Tyajeha Kosashkrit Iveha Manach Karmani Labha Davitritptakamach Aipasthya Jaichvam Bahuman Yamanach Katham Vichare Virajyeta Durantamaha. Ett litet sammanfatt. Katham Priyaya Anukampitaya Sangam Rahasyam Richiram Schamantran Suhritsutat Snehasitah Sishunam Kalak Sharanam Anurakta Putram Smaram Staduhitra Hridaya Ratrin Swasriva Pitaro Shadivna Grihan Lamayoru Parichadamscha Vritischa Pulya Pashubhritya Vargan Tyajeta Kosashkridiveha Manach Karmani Labha Vitriptakama Aupasthya Majanam Balamanyamana Katham Virajyeta Durantamaha Katham How Priyaya of the dearest wife Anukampitaya always affectionate and compassionate Sangam the association Rahasyam solitary Rushiran very pleasant and acceptable and Mantran instructions Suhritu to the wife and children Tatsnehasita been bound by their affection Shishunam the small children Kala Aksharanam speaking broken language Anurakta Chitta a person whose mind is attracted Putran the sons Smaran thinking of Ta them Dohriti the daughters married and staying in the homes of their husbands Hridaya always situated in the core of the heart Bratrin the brothers Svastriva for the sisters Pitarao fathers and mothers Acham and Dinao who is in old age and age are mostly in veils Grihan household affairs Manogya, very attractive. Uru, much. Parichadan, furniture. Cha, and Vrittihi, big sources of income, industry business. Cha, and Kulaha, connected with the family. Pasho, of animals, cows, elephants, and other household animals. We have an elephant as a household animal. Not cats, not dogs. Britya, servants and maid servants. Vargan, groups. Tyajeta, can give up. Kashakrit, the silkworm. Iva, like. Ihamanaha, performing. Karmani, different activities. Lobhat, because of insatiable desire. Avitripta kama, whose increasing desire are not satisfied. Ayupasthya, pleasure from the genitals. Jaihvam, and the tongue. Bahomanyamana, considering as very important. Katham, how. Virajyeta, is able to give up. Durantamoha, being in great illusion. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhijana Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. How can a person who is most affectionate to his family, the core of his heart being always filled with their pictures, give up their association? Specifically, a wife is always very kind and sympathetic and always pleases her husband in a solitary place. Who could give up the association of such a dear and affectionate wife? Small children talking broken language, very pleasant to hear, and their affectionate father always thinks of their sweet words. How could he give up their association? One's elder parent and one's sons and daughters are always very dear. A daughter is especially dear to her father, and while living at her husband's house, she is always in his mind. Who could give up that association? Aside from this, in household affairs, there are many decorated items of household furniture, and there are also animals and servants. Who could give up such comfort? The attached householder is like a silkworm, which weaves a cocoon in which it becomes imprisoned, unable to get out, simply for the satisfaction of two important senses, the genitals and the tongue. One is bound by material condition. How can one escape? Report. In household affairs, the first attraction is the beautiful and pleasing wife, who increases household attraction more and more. One enjoys his wife and with two prominent sense organs, namely the tongue and the genitals. The wife speaks very sweetly. This is certainly an attraction. Then she prepares very palatable foods to satisfy the tongue, and when the tongue is satisfied, one gains strength in the other sense organs, especially in genitals. Thus, the wife gives pleasure in sexual intercourse. Household life means sex life. Yanmait hunadi grihamet ham sukham hitucham. This is encouraged by the tongue. Then there are children, and baby gives pleasure by speaking sweet words in broken language. And when the sons and daughters are grown up, one becomes involved in their education and marriage. Then there are one's own father and mother to be taken care of, and one also becomes concerned with the social atmosphere and with pleasing his brothers and sisters. A man becomes increasingly entangled in household affairs, so much so that leaving them becomes almost impossible. Thus, the household becomes griham and hakupam, a dark well into which the man has fallen. For such a man to get out is extremely difficult, unless he is helped by a strong person, the spiritual master, who helps the fallen person with a strong rope of spiritual instructions. The fallen person should take advantage of this rope, and then the spiritual master, or the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, will take him out of the dark well. Om Agena Timirandasya Gnanjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Svayam Rupa Kadamahyam Tadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Jatapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sutta Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavabhyo Namo Namah Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namah Vishnu Pada Krishna Prasthara Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharani Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashtati Adeshta Rati Vachalam Pandum Yatirim Yatkripatam Deshi Guru Hare Krishna. Such a strong verses, such a strong part of Bhagavatam. I think Ishan Prabhu asked me to read these verses just for my purification. He's like a person who stay and saw all his life in the temple. He wants to save Grihamedhi. Really, very strong verses. You know, like a fire, when the fire makes some sound like this. So we can imagine we're sitting in front in some yagya in, I don't know, Naimisharanya forest and performing this yagya, 1,000 years of reading Bhagavatam. So, and there are still some fire left from previous yagyas, you know. You remember when the sages sit on Naimisharanya forest and Sutta Goswami started to declamate. Actually, they asked him, you know, we're really so tired from all this, you know, fire sacrifice. We have just smoke, and that's it. But we have no satisfaction. So could you please tell us Srimad Bhagavatam? And they started to perform this yagam, Bhagavatam Katha. Srila Sutta Goswami, he repeated what he heard from Shukadeva Goswami, the discussion between Shukadeva Goswami and Maharaja Parikshit. And it's actually an interesting point because Sutta Goswami, he wasn't the only sage present on that when Shukadeva Goswami and Maharaja Parikshit's dialogue. He was actually one of the youngest person. Maybe not one of the youngest, but some persons like Narada Muni, Vyasadeva, they were present there. So a lot of senior devotees were present there. But Sutta Goswami, he had such a great eager to hear, such a great eager to listen to Bhagavatam. And that's why he became qualified to read Bhagavatam in front of the society of Tejas of Naimisharanya sometimes later. And the same Bhagavatam. And these verses, actually, first of all, we can start from the end. For such a man to grow out is extremely difficult unless he is helped by a strong person, a spiritual master who helps the fallen person with a strong rope of spiritual instructions. We are very lucky because we have this rope, and only our qualification is a fallen person should take advantage of this rope, and then the spiritual master or the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna will take him out of the dark well. So Srila Prabhupada mentioned that our own qualification is just to take this rope and hold it strongly, not let it go, to grow out from this well. And there is this wonderful verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita. I forgot the verse. Bhagavan Jiva. Brahmite Bhumita Konya Bhagavan Jiva, Guru Krishna Prasadapaya Bhakti Lata Bicha. Brahmite Bhumita Konya. Brahmite means like long period of time when Lord Brahma created the universe and destroyed, and after that universe destroyed by Lord Shiva, and all this, yugas, and it's a long time, period of time. So Brahmite, so for a long time, Bhumite, Bhumi like the earth, but at the same time, Bhumite means like universes. So for a long time in the different universes, Bhagyavan Jiva. Bhagyavan Jiva means very lucky, very rare, lucky soul. May achieve this Guru Krishna Prasada Paya. Prasada means mercy, and Guru, so this person, he get this mercy of Guru and Krishna. Bhakti Lata Bija. And then Bhakti Lata, this, how do you call this little seed? Yeah, creeper, yeah, because this Bhakti Lata, little creepers started to grow. Bhakti Lata Bija, yeah, by the mercy of spiritual master. And the qualification for such a person, what do you think about qualification of such a person who finally lucky enough to meet spiritual master in his life? Any ideas? I mean, hundreds and millions of people, just all around, and only 7 present today in this Bhagavatam class. I mean, even in Glasgow, I believe, I don't know how many people live in Glasgow? More than 1 million people? So In Lesmehego, I believe 5,000 people lived here, live here. So from 5,000, we have 7 who would like to listen to Bhagavatam. Where is everyone else? What do you think about the qualification of such a person who able to get this mercy of Guru and Krishna Prasadapaya? Just any ideas? I mean,
Sincerity.
Sincerity. Okay. What else?
Committed.
Mm-hmm. Usually, it is. I would like to find some words. Just give me a second. Maybe if you have some other ideas, just let me know. I need to find this verse. This verse from 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Maybe remember the verse which explain the qualification of spiritual master. I believe 320. Yes. I mean, I know this verse, but in Russian translation, in Ukrainian, but not in English. So I would like to read it. Yes, 11:3:20. You know this verse is actually 21st verse explained Tasmat Grum Prapadita Jigyasam Shaya Uttama Shabde Parecha Nishtanau Brahmanyu Pashamashrayam. So this verse, 21st verse, is quite famous. I mean, everyone who passes through Bhakti Shastra course, so I don't know, we should learn this. Therefore, any person who seriously desires real happiness must seek a bona fide spiritual master and take shelter of him by initiation. The qualification of the bona fide guru is that he has realized the conclusions of the scriptures by deliberation and is able to convince other of these conclusions. Such great personalities who have taken shelter of the Supreme Godhead. Leaving aside all material consideration should be understood to be bona fide spiritual master. So this famous verse is explained, this qualification of spiritual master, this verse 21st, but before this, we have verse number 20. And I will read the verse and translation, and maybe then you will give me some ideas. What do you think about qualification of disciple when finally Jiva is ready to achieve this master from spiritual master in his life? Evam lakam param vidyan nasvarkam karma nirmitam satulyat sayad vam sam yatha mandala vartinam. One cannot find permanent happiness even on the heavenly plans, which one can attain in the next life by ritualistic ceremonies. Denizens of heaven are afflicted by fear, anticipating the destruction of their heavenly life. Thus, they resemble kings who, though enviously admired by ordinary citizens, are constantly harassed by enemy kings and who therefore never attain actual happiness. So this verse is describing qualification of disciple. What do you think the main qualification for disciple? From this verse. Okay, actually it's disappointment.
Desire for spiritual advancement?
Desire for spiritual advancement comes, by the mercy, actually. This is when we already attain this mercy of spiritual master, of some Vaishnavas, then we have the desire for spiritual advancement, real spiritual advancement. I don't mean, some spiritual advancement, which is more about like when you want just some liberation. If you would like some real spiritual advancement, which means bhakti and devotion service to the Lord. But before you can achieve this, first you need to attain this, your qualification, first qualification, when you're able to accept it, mercy. So I'm talking about this pre-qualification. When you're able to attain this mercy, when you'll be able to accept this mercy, And this qualification is when you have some kind of disappointment in this material happiness. You have this understanding, only when you get this understanding, okay, I've tried to be happy in this material world. I perform this and that, I try to do a lot of things just to be happy here. And I understand, even if I get these material, achievements, some money, property, happily family life, anything you can imagine, any material happiness you can achieve in this world. At the same time, and you understand, okay, this just can't bring me happiness. This qualification to accept this process of devotion service quite seriously. We can find example in Shastras. Again, we just read, now we're reading 7th canto of Bhagavatam, but before that, we read 6th canto of Bhagavatam, and there are a wonderful story, actually central story of the whole Bhagavatam, because Bhagavatam consists from 12 cantos, so 6th canto is like a middle, and usually you put something, one of the most secret things you put in the center, in the middle. If you would like to hide something, you should cover it, So that's why this story from the 6th canto is really important. There are two stories. One of them is the story of Jamila, and another story is the story of Chitraketa Maharaja. And this example of Chitraketa Maharaja is very important for us, because this is the only story in Bhagavatam, the only story in Srimad Bhagavatam, where you can find the whole evolution from the person who was attracted to material life to the person who achieved, high perfection of love of God. And this is the only story, because all other stories in Bhagavatam, they describe heroes of Bhagavatam, we can find that stories from some point when they already were like, great devotees. Sorry? Ajamil, he practiced in something, he practiced in devotion service before. When he was a young Brahmana, he practiced devotional service. Then yes, he fall down, and then he stand up again. Yes, and that's why that was a moment when he get this qualification. Actually, in his young age. Yeah. So that's why he was able to name his son Narayan. That was the cause why he called his son Narayan, just because he practiced devotional service when he was young. At the same time, this Chitraketa Maharaja story is very instructive, because maybe you remember first when Chitraketa Maharaja, he was a king, and he ruled through this planet. He ruled his kingdom. he had a lot of wives, and his only desire was to have son, because as a king, this is the dharma of a king, to have how to say it. It's a correct English words for this, like an offspring, or someone who will be king after him. That's the dharma of the king. And he has, I don't know, I don't remember how much wives he had. I mean, thousands of wives, and none of them can give birth to the son, to the child. So he was really unhappy about this, and it disturbs him so much. And that moment, the great sage, forgot, was it? Toshka, do you remember the name of the sage? Not Narada Muni, but before. Was it Parvati? Yeah. So this great sage, he came, and actually to give this king, some spiritual knowledge. But because of that strong material desire to have son, he was unable to accept it. And the only thing king asked for this great sage, could you please do something for I have a son? It was the only his desire, such a strong desire he had. So he asked just this, and sage understood the heart of the king, and he gave him this benediction. Actually, there is some yagya, and from this yagya, on this fire sacrifices, they got some nectar, and he gave it for one of his wives, and his wife, one of his wives, she gave birth to the baby, and the sage asked king to name the son Harsha Shoka. Harsha Shoka means, do you know what does mean Harsha Shoka? Yes, at the same time, yeah. And the king said, okay, yes, sure, my son, he's Harsha Shoka. As any child, he will give me greatest pleasure. And sometimes children might be naughty, they may uh, misbehaved, yeah. And he thought, okay, that's not a big problem. I can tolerate it. But because after one wife gave birth for this son, for this baby, all other wives, they were so upset because, he just stopped to take them any attention. He was completely absorbed in relationship with this wife and a child. So all other wives, they just thought, okay, let's kill the baby, let's kill the child, and that poisoned him. And for the king and for his wife, it was like the end of the life, even worse, because I think this is the most difficult thing in this life for the parents, to when you live longer than your child, this intolerable pain. And so that was the name Harsha Shoka. And after that, on this moment of greatest disappointment of the life of Chitraketu Maharaja, Narada Muni came. Narada Muni came and gave him instruction. He came along with this other sage, yes, and he started, not actually, he instructed not personally, but he used some kind of, how to say it, engagement, he bring back to life that soul of the child, and that soul of the child who already left the body, he came back for the body and instructed his parents about that, actually you think I'm your son, but now I already have another body, another parents. So what do you want? I mean, we in this material world, we're like the straws in the mountain river. Sometimes, for a moment we come couple together and then we just separate forever. So don't be so attracted. And he explained the Atma Tattva, that the soul is immortal. Very wonderful instructions. And after that, Chitraketu Maharaja, receiving these instructions, and he accepted this devotion, this process of devotion service so strictly. He was so serious, because he was ready to accept it. Usually we came to the temple, we started our devotional service, and we have a lot of other desires. We have just, okay, maybe I should chant Hare Krishna just to get maybe it helps me to pass my exams in my college or university. Maybe it helps me to um find a good wife, or I don't know, to achieve something in this material world. I don't know, do you have such tradition here, but usually in Eastern countries, we have Orthodox Christianity, and people came to the church and they, how to say it, they burn the candle and put this candle, and usually the motivation to, for this is just, okay, I will give the God a candle, and he will give me some, I don't know, some money, some good deal, some good business, good job. I will able to find some good job. So to be honestly, usually most of the people came even to ISKCON temples, in the beginning. They came for this and they get this idea, okay, it will gives me something, something material. And so just in case, like maybe there is God, maybe there is no God, but if he is there, probably I should serve him. So that's our faith in the beginning. And that's why when, okay, you should chant, and then we get this instruction, you should chant Hare Krishna mantra. Okay, I should chant Hare Krishna mantra, and no need to, put the candles, just chant Hare Krishna mantra, even cheaper. And we perform these activities. What is our motivation? Why we perform these activities? Yes, and but Chitraketu Maharaj, he was different. After that happens in his life, after his grade is lost, he was so serious in spiritual practice. He accepted the instruction of his spiritual master as his life and his soul. He had this Vyavasayatmaka here, just how to translate Vyavasayatmaka here, just his intelligence was completely absorbed on one goal, only one goal. That's why very quickly, I believe in just in few weeks, he received directly darshan from the Lord Sankarshan. You can find this on the cover on the sixth canto of Bhagavatam, when Lord Sankarshan, surrounded by four Kumaras, and so Chitraketu Maharaja, he achieved directly this darshan because he was qualified to accept this mercy, really accept this mercy, and his qualification was disappointment. And after that, that's not the end of the story, because after that, he was cursed by Parvati, and he accepted this curse, and even he was able to stop it, and he didn't curse her back. He just, okay, mother, I accept it as your blessing. I will take birth as a demon. And then when he took birth as a demon, he lost, any association with devotees, which is for Vaishnava, that's really, bad thing. But still he was, he's pure devotee. Even taking body of a demon, he was pure devotee, and he preached, how to explain it, equally for everyone, for the demons, for demigods. He gave such a wonderful instructions on the battlefield for Lord Indra. And then, leaving his body, he was completely absorbed in meditating upon Krishna's form. And very particular for Krishna's form, because his relationship with the Lord, is very sacred, because he was trying to find this, metaphor, which explains his feeling for the Lord most of all. And first, he told as a just, how to say it, little bird, which just came from this egg, it has no feather. It just completely depend upon their parents, and if this little bird doesn't eat for a short time, maybe for 1 hour, maybe for 2 hours, this little bird will just die, because it has such a big hunger. And that's why first metaphor, Chitraketu Vritrasura, that time he took birth as Vritrasura. but it was the same personality. And Vritrasura, yes, and at this just newborn bird, uh, crying for the, for their parents, for the birds, to feed them. And then he said, no, this is not the best, what describes my feelings to the Lord. No, because this is actually when we just started to practice now Krishna consciousness, all we came just had a chant Hare Krishna, and we can't do anything else. We're not qualified. We're not well qualified to do anything else. We can serve the Lord some other way. We're just crying for this mercy. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And we can't even serve properly. And then, no, that's not this example I would like to. I would like to use. It's not my deepest prayer. And then he gave another example, like her little calf who roped, with a rope, and he wanted to milk. He wanted to milk a cow, but because he roped, he unable to do so. That's why. But at the same time, he's standing and he can move. He will try to do something. This little calf, and after that, that's like the next stage when you are able to try to serve the Lord. Try to do something, and then no, like a wife who's waiting for his husband after a long viraha. How do you translate viraha? Separation. Yes. After long separation, like a wife is waiting for his husband after long separation. I would like to serve my Lord. And that moment he left his body. Meditating upon this particular relationship with the Lord. Such a great story. And it shows us this qualification to get this mercy, when we're really qualified. So this is disappointment in this material happiness. And this verse actually describes the, how person is bundled by these material things and how difficult it's just to grow out from there. And very few people who really able, by the mercy of spiritual master, by the mercy of Lord Krishna, they're able to break these ropes and started their spiritual life. But the main idea is not like just obviously not disappointment, but the main idea is the mercy. As Srila he gave us examples. I don't remember the details of the story. Maybe someone can remind me. One Srila disciple, I forgot her name. She gave birth for a baby, and she held this baby, in her hands, and she met Prabhupada, and Prabhupada asked her, what do you think? What is better, like monkey or cat? Monkey or a cat, And she didn't understand what Prabhupada means, And Prabhupada asked her a few times, and then he gave a little more explanation, like little monkey, when just little monkey with birth, it should kept the back of his mother, its mother, and if she didn't hold strongly, she just fell. When monkey jumped from one tree to another tree, it can fall and just die. So there are like two philosophical moods, in two philosophical ways, So one explanation is like we should be like a monkey. When we get this mercy, we should hold it, So another explanation was like a cat, when little cat, big cat, just take this little cat in her mouth and handle it. And it's completely dependent upon the source of the, I mean, there's no anything which this little cat can do. Obviously, just so because mother cat hold it. And Prabhupada asked, what is better example, from these two? What is better example? What is better example which illustrates our mood in the Krishna in this devotional service? What do you think? Do you understand these two examples? First one, okay, once again, monkey. Little monkey should hold the back of her mother, of its mother, just to hold it. And if it doesn't hold, if it just held not strong enough, it may fell down when monkey jumped from one tree to another and just died. That's what usually happens, So that's why for it's like this example illustrates that we should be like how to say it. I forgot the word. Again, sorry for me. Sometimes even if I knew the word, just effort, our effort. So this illustrates that our effort in devotional service. So we should like on the first, how to say it, on the first stage should be our efforts, and then the mercy of Krishna. And another example about this cat is illustrates like our efforts on the second places, because we completely depend upon Krishna. What do you think? What Prabhupada accept as a better example? Both good. Prabhupada accepted as a better example, the example of a cat. We should be completely dependent on Krishna's mercy. Okay, I'm a little over time here, sorry. I should stop here. Thank you for your presence this morning for our discussion. If there are any comments or questions, maybe some short comments or questions. Grant Srimad Bhagavatam ki Srila Pada Pachit Pavana ki Jai. Agora